Sairam children, this is chapter number 11, list manipulation, part 3. Today we are going to finish this chapter. Children, this chapter is short chapter and many programs are there, but no need to worry, you have to do only those programs which we are going to discuss in this video or in the previous video. Whatever we have discussed, you have to do only that part only. Okay, we are not going so much deep in this chapter or in others chapter. Practical work we are doing in a limited form only those programs you have to do, which I am going to explain you in the videos. Okay, so let's start with the today's topic, that is nested list. See, in the previous video we have discussed about the list. We know that lists are mutable. What we know that? We know that lists are mutable. What is the meaning of mutable? In which we can change the value at the place and no other list, a new list will be formed when we do changes. In the same list only changes we can do. Okay, so one more thing we know already, that anything in this square bracket represent the list. Okay, so till now we have discussed about the list. Today we are going to start with nested list. Nested list means list under list. Like this is the first list. Under this list we are going to make one more list. Okay, in this form. So list under list. So this is called nested list. You know that lists are the object that can hold objects of any other type as its elements. Since lists are object themselves, they can also hold other lists as its element. Carefully go through the adjacent code and show that creates 4 lists, namely LA, LB, LC and LX. So let's understand this example. See children, LA is one list that contains 22 and 11. LB is the another list that contains 33 and 11. Remember always one thing, that in the list we mention position. So in the LB, if we are talking about LB, at the 0th position you are having 33. LB list at the 0th position we are having 33. LB list at the 1 position we are having 11. So don't forget to give the positions. Okay. Now LC. LC is 11, 44 and LB. Okay. So this is your 0th position. This is your 1 position. Now see, notice one thing. This is your 2 position. So in 2 position you are having LB, but LB is having this 33 and 11. So when we elaborate this particular list LC, so how we can write? We can write 11, 44, LB is 33 and 11. Okay, so this will be your new list. Sorry, this will be your list of LC, which contain 11, 44, 33 and 11. So at 11 position, at 0 position you are having 11. At 44 position you are having, sorry, at 1 position you are having 44, and at 2 position you are having 33 and 11. Both you are having. So now how you can give position here? You can give position at the second position. See, concentrate here at the second position. At the second position, 0th value. Again I am repeating, at second position, 0th position. Again I am giving 0 and 1. Okay, so this is called nested list. So what is the position of 11? 11 position is second position at 1. Again we will start with 0, 1 and 2. Getting my point? So this is called nested list. List under list. Now let's understand with one more example. See, let me zoom this. See, one list we are having LX. LX is having 11, 22, 11, 11, 44, 33, 11, 15. Now see, this is your first list. Under this list you are having this nested list. Under nested list you are having one more list, and in this particular list you are having one more list. Okay, so this is called nested list. Okay, so list under list, we can say that. Now LX1 position, so let's give the position of this. 11 is having 0 position, 22 and 11 is having 1 position. So how you can write this? Actually 1 0th position. This is 22 again 0 and 11 again 1. So how you can represent 11 here? 1 position, it's 1 position. Okay, 1 1. So this 11 is having 1 1 position. Now see, this is having you 2 position basically. So in 2 position you are having 0 1 and 2. Okay, so at 2 0th position you are having this 11. At 2 1 position you are having this 44. Okay, now at 2 position you are having 33 and 11. So again you will give 0 and 1. Okay, I hope you are getting my point. Okay, now let's concentrate here. See, LX, this is your LX list, this is your 0th position. 22 11 is 1 position, so 1 position, 1 0th position is 22, and 1 at 1 position you are having 11 if we are talking about this. Okay, now concentrate here. In this particular list you are having another list inside this. So this is your basically 2 when we are talking about LX. Okay, so 11 will be 2 0, 44 will be 2 1. And what about this 33 and 11? So this will be this. If we talk about this particular list, this will be 2, it means LX2, then 2 0th position. Okay, it gives you 33, this 33. And what about 11? 2 2 and 1 position, it gives you 11. Okay, getting my point? So in this way we can make the nested list. Now let's move to the next slide. Next slide is about two-dimensional list. A two-dimensional list is a list having all its elements as list of same shape. Okay, same shape means like, see, this is your a matrix type thing. So one tabular form is there in which you are having 3 rows and 2 columns. How we represent columns? In this way. So this will be your column 1 and this will be your column 2. Okay, this will be your row 1, row 2, and this will be your row 3. It means 3 by 2 matrix is there. Okay, so understand this, everything in the computer we start with 0. So instead of column 1 we can say that column 0, instead of column 2 we can say that column 1. Getting my point? Because we start with the 0th position. R1 is 0th position, R2 is 1 and R3 is 2. Okay, we represent in this way, we give position in this way only. Now see, L1 is the list in which you are having 1 2. It means this is your 0th position, this is your 1 position, and this is your 2 position initially if we are talking about. Now let's elaborate this position. 0 0 0. Okay, and 0 1. Okay, so 1 and 2 is having 0 and 1 position. So concentrate here. So from here you are having 0 and from here you are having 0. So where you are writing 1, it means its position is 0 0. So this represents 2D, two-dimensional list. Now where we are storing 2? We are storing 2 means 0th row and column 1. It means its position will be 0 1. Where we are storing 9? Row 1, column 0. It means its position going to be 1 0. 8th position is 1 1. Look at here in this direction and in this direction. Okay, let's see 3 position. 3 position will be 2 0. Position of 4 will be 2 and 1. Okay, so in this way you will you can make positions of 2D. Okay, now when you are making list, this list is going to be printed in this way. Getting? So this is a form of 2D list. Now let's move to the next slide. Now next slide is about a regular two-dimensional list are the nested list with this property. A two-dimensional list is having properties. First is all element of 2D list have same shape. It means if we are having 1 and 2 list under list, see 1 and 2, another 3 and 4, so all are containing two elements at every position. So this is called same shape and same dimension. The length of 2D tells about number of rows, and the length of single row, it gives you number of columns. Okay, now what is the meaning of ragged list? A list that has list with different shapes as element, also 2D list, but it is an irregular 2D, that is called ragged list. So see, at this list 2, you are having at 0 position 3 elements, and at 1 position you are having 2 elements. So here 3, here 2, it means you are not maintaining the proper shape, the equal shape and length. So this is example of ragged list. Okay, now let's move to the next slide. Next slide is a program to create 2D list. 2D list, how we are creating. See children, you have to understand the position actually, how we are giving the position. See again, if we let's move to the output type. See, in this output you are having such kind of list. Okay, so this list will be going to prepared in front of you after running this program. So 2, 3, 4, initially it is having 0th position, 1 and 2. Okay, the list position is 0, 1 and 2, but if we are talking about under the list, so it will be 0, 0, 2, 0, 1 and 0, 2. The position of 2, 3, 4, 2 is at 0, 0, 3 is at 0, 1 and 4 is at 0, 2. Let's talk about the second one. This is your 1 position. So what will be the position of 22? 1, 0. What will be the position of 32? 1, 1. What will be the position of 43? 1, 2. So in this way your loop is going to be worked. Now let's talk about the second position of the list. This will be 2, 0, 2, 1 and 2, 2. So in this way we give actually position. Now concentrate on the program. See, input how many rows? How many rows you have to make? So question that you know that this input function always asks how many rows you want to make. So with the help of the input function, what actually you ask something from the user. So here this program wants to know how many rows you want. So he is saying 3. It means it will start with 0 and 2. So 3 rows will be there, but it will start with 0, 1 and 2 in this way. Okay, then how many columns do you want? 3. It means again it will start with 0 and 2. Now let's understand the for loop here. Now concentrate in this part. I in range R. I in range R means in that range R is having 3. So I in range means I in range 3. It means it will traverse. How it will traverse? 0, 1, 2. For the 0th position it will run, then for the 1 position it will run, then for the 2 position it will run. Now that here we are making a list when we are at the 0th position. Now concentrate in this line. For J in range C, again C is having 3, so it will start with 0 to 2. It means at the 0 position your data will be asked. So now input element string I, string j, it means I is also 0 and j is also 0. So at 0, 0 position you have to add an element. So append element means you have to add an element, so you are adding 2. It means at 0 0 position the first element has been added. Now again this loop will work. Now j is at 1 position, so at 0 1 position it will ask, you will put, it will give you 3. You are giving 3 actually, just position this is asked by you, and it will, the data you are going to be filled. I hope you are getting my point. So in this way, every position wise your program is going to ask something, and you are going, as a user you are going to enter something, and in this way this list, 2D list will be created. Okay, now let's move to the next one. Now working with list. Working with list means now many things are there. We can work out with list, that is called list manipulation. Now you can make a list, and after that how many things you can do with that list. You can append, you can insert, you can update, you can delete, you can sort the things in the list. This is called list manipulation. Okay, so appending list to a list, appending elements to a list. What is the meaning of appending? Adding something. We have already discussed about the appending, we have already discussed about the extend. So what is the meaning of append? Append means add an element to the end, and extend means joining two lists. Okay, so let's append. So what is the syntax of append? To append a single element to a list, you can use append method. The append method adds a single item to the end of the list. How? List is L, append item, whatever you want to append. Suppose a list already you have made, and you are just adding one more element inside that. So that is the working of append. Now see actually how we are appending. See, list 1, 10, 12, 14. So this is your existing list which contain 10, 12 and 14. So what you want to append? You want to append 16. So we know that with the append function, list is going to be updated. So this 16 is going to be added at the last position. So see, 16 is at the last position. So this output you will get. Now appending a list of element to a list. Now you have to append one more list inside a list. So you know that if we want to add a single element, that time we use append, and if we want to add a list, that time we use extend. This we have already discussed in the previous video. So this is your existing list 17, 24, 15, 20. Now you want to extend with 34 and 27. So this output you will get. Okay. Now let's move to the next slide. Next slide is modifying, updating elements to a list. Now you have to modify something. Modification means a list is given to you. You have to, you want a new list, a kind of new list with few changes. So 10, 12, 14, 16. Now at the, see, let me zoom this. So at the two position you want 24. So let's give the position in the previous list. This is your 0 position, this is your 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so at the 2 position you want 24, but it does not mean that you have to replace with that. So index is given to you 10, 12, 24, 16. So this will be your list. Okay, this is called modification. Modification means to update and change an element of the list in place. You have to just assign a new element. Okay, so a given index you have to give, and you can change, you can modify that particular list. Now let's move to the next slide. Next slide is deleting a list. Next slide is deleting an element from the list. Now what we use for deleting? We use pop function. So well is your list, pop 2. So at the 2 position, whatever is there, you have to pop that. That is 33. So 33 is going to be pop out. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So at 2 position you are having 33. So 33 is going to be pop out from the list. So now your list will be 17, 24, 15 and 30. See, 33 is not there. Okay, so this is called deleting an element from a list. An element from a list. Now deleting an element using its value. If you don't know the position of that element, what you can do, you can just give that element which you want to remove. For that you have to use remove. See, if you are using pop, then you have to give the position of that element. What you have to give? You have to give the position of that element. And if you don't know the position, you just know the value which you want to delete, that time you will use remove. What you will use? Remove function. Okay, remove 24. So 24 is present anywhere in the list, it is going to be removed. Okay, now deleting a sub list from the list. Now if you want to delete a sub list from the list, what you can do? It means you can remove individual item also, you can remove all the items also. So let's see what is there in this. A del statement can be used to remove an individual item and to remove all the item identified. So del list, give the index, remove the element at that index, and if you are giving the start and the stop position, it will start from that position and till that stop position it will delete all the elements. See, concentrate here in the list. This is your list. In that a long list is there, 0, 1, 2, so on. Just give the position. And if you are saying that at 10th position you want to delete something, so at the 10th position you will delete. But if you are saying 10 to 15, so from the 10th position until the 15th position it will delete all the items. So at one step you can delete many items also from the list. Okay, now sorting a list. What is the meaning of sorting a list? Sorting means if you want to arrange a list in ascending order or descending order, how you can do. That is a functionality of sorter list. Sort. Okay, so write a program that inputs a list, replicates its choice, and then prints the sorted list in ascending and descending order. So now we know that what is the functionality of aval. Aval, if you use aval function, it directly deals with that particular data type only. Okay, the original list will be val. So that is, so list is this, original list is going to print in front of you. Then replicate list. Replicate, how we can replicate? With the help of this multiplication operator. So if you are saying val into 2, if you are saying val into 2, it means you want that particular list 2 times. So this list is going to be print 2 times, 23, 11, 29, 23, 11, 29. Okay, if you want in ascending order, just print val. And if you want to sort out, reverse true. Okay, reverse true means just reverse that true. Okay, so if you want to reverse a list, use this syntax, and if you want in ascending order, use this syntax. With the help of that you can sort a list. Okay, now program to calculate the mean of given list of a number. Now if you want to make a mean means, what is the meaning of mean? Sum of all the numbers divided by the length. Okay, so enter a list. Now find out the length of that list. Then mean and sum, initially I am giving 0. Then when that particular list is going to be traversed, the sum is going to be collect at some variable. Then mean is sum divided by length. So given list is this, mean is this. So very simple. So I hope you can do all the things very carefully. Okay, now with this let's do one question in the practical. Okay, so after that I am going to end this video, children. So remember, only those programs you have to do which we are discussing in the videos only. Don't go too deep inside the book, because many theory, many program list is there. Don't get panic. Only do those programs which I am discussing. Okay, just clear with the concept only. So let's move to the practical work now. See children, I have made one list. Val is a variable in which I have stored a list 17, 24, 15, 20. It means at 0 position you are having 17, at 1 position you are having 24, at 2 position you are having 15, and at 3 position you are having 30. So print val means this program wants to print the particular list what we have made. So let's run. So see, you are having this list in front of you. Now what we are going to do, we are going to append something in that list. Okay, so enter what you are going to do. So your list is well dot append, append. I want append 16. Okay, now after that I want to show that, I want to see that 16 in my list. So what you have to do, print well. Now see the result. See, this was your previous list. Now I have append 16 in that. So 16 is there at the end. So with the append function you can add an element inside the list. Okay, now if you want to extend a list, okay, what you can do, you can just add, if you want to add two elements 34 and 12. So instead of append you have to use extend. What you have to use? Extend. Okay, now see, one error is there. Let's remove this error. What was the error? So instead of I have given directly this 34 and 12, but I have to make a list in that. So put in the square bracket. So this was the error. I have removed that. So now your list is working. See, your 34 and 12 is in the new list. So this is a way of extending. So right like this, do all the program whatever we have discussed in this chapter in your software, in your app, and get your concept more clear. With this I'm ending this video. Sai Ram and thank you.